U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth visited Redstone Arsenal this afternoon to help unveil new signage for the future home of U.S. Space Command. Leaders say this marks another step in moving the Space Command headquarters to Huntsville, pushing the transition into full gear. Hegseth and other officials walked the site, highlighting what will soon become the future home. Fox 54's Gabe Glassman spoke to state leaders in attendance about how today kickstarts the process.
You can read it for yourself. Home of U.S. Space Command right here on a Redstone Arsenal. And in the coming years, this open field will turn into the future headquarters of SpaceCom. Trumpets blared as the motorcade carrying one of the top U.S. government officials arrived at Redstone Arsenal. U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth ready to welcome Space Command to the Rocket City.
It's a recognition of a full speed ahead, full steam motion to ensure that we break ground, we move, we build, we move people, we move capabilities right where it should be as quickly as possible. The quicker we establish this, the more robust the capabilities are, the more likely we are able to deter the next conflict and, if necessary, stand prepared to overwhelmingly defeat our enemies.
Secretary Hegseth was joined by multiple local, state, and national leaders at Friday's sign unveiling.
We're doing what's right for national security, and that's the effort when we went to Congress. But this shows with the Alabama and Tennessee delegation, we all fought for this, to do what was right for America.
Huntsville earned this. They deserve this. Should not have been delayed as long as it's been delayed.
It was really important that we as a delegation really come together as one voice for Huntsville as Space Command.
This decision is what's best for national security, and that Alabama is the right home for Space Command.
The competition was where a Space Command could work best to protect the world, and that competition was chose Huntsville, Alabama, time and time again.
But legal challenges still remain in the way of the official move of Space Command. Colorado issued a summons to the Trump administration back in November, challenging the transfer. However, local Congressmen Dale Strong and Mike Rogers aren't worried.
They can file a lawsuit. That's theater. They know they have no basis for that. So, we've already started to move the transition. This will be complete during this administration. And there's nothing Colorado can do about it.
Yes, there's a lawsuit. We're not worried about it. Do you believe the Secretary of War would be here if this wasn't going forward?
There's no definite timeline on when the full Space Command transition will be complete, but state leaders say the work continues. From Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.